See, mediation is something which is a procedure where both the parties agree to settle their disputes, and they intend to settle their dispute amicably. And therefore, what is important is both the parties have consented to mediation. Since they have already consented to mediation, it is important that a mediator should be somebody who is experienced, who is matured, and who has the ability to carry both the parties in confidence and then arrive at a desired conclusion. So, to answer your question, a mediator need not necessarily be a lawyer, a mediator need not necessarily have a knowledge of law, but with these characteristic, one can be a good mediator.
Great.
Absolutely. So, people have experienced litigation. If you see the recent report on India judiciary by Tata Trust, it says that an average time for resolution of a case in the subordinate court is average 5 years. So people are fed up with prolonged litigation in India, which is time consuming, which is expensive, and therefore alternative dispute mechanism is something which everybody wants. People have experienced arbitration. Mediation is the in thing, because that is an easy way of resolving the dispute, which is not time consuming, which is not expensive. So I was reading the Chief Justice who is getting sworn in today. I was reading one of his statement in the Economic Times a couple of days back, and he categorically said that mediation should be made mandatory as a pre-litigation dispute mechanism procedure. So there is a lot of thrust on mediation as making it mandatory. In my opinion, in India, unless you make it mandatory, people will still consider it as something which is optional. So I am a very strong advocate that mediation should be made obligatory.
How India would be
So this is again a step forward. 46 countries have signed this convention. India is one of them. US, China is another one. And it is still needs to be ratified by at least 3 or more states. Once it is ratified, then states will have to take it to their own respective countries and made a legislation around that. The key part of this convention is that once a settlement agreement is agreed upon by both the parties, then that settlement agreement duly signed by the mediator will be directly enforced in the court of the respective states. And therefore I see that this convention is going to benefit India in terms of the ultimate objective, which is dispute resolution in a less time, less expensive manners. So yes, to answer your question, India is going to be benefited. So a great platform to share views, exchange ideas, and these are the platform where people get to know what are the different aspects of dispute resolution, and ultimately these are the forums which will provide launching pad for ultimately making mediation legislative provision and a compulsory thing. So great seminar, and I'm so happy to be called here as a speaker. I enjoyed my session.